There's something irresistible about a royal family scandal, about looking at the dirt lying beneath layers and layers of cultivated grace, tradition, majesty, and reverence. The British royal family saga involving Meghan Markle was guzzled down hungrily all over the world. Now imagine a scandal amongst monarchs that aren't just ceremonial, but hold tremendous executive power in their country. In June 2023, the nation of Jordan was gripped in an opulent royal wedding fever, with the country's King Abdullah II and Queen Rania overseeing the festivities as their son Prince Hussein tied the knot with Rajwa Al Saif. The elites of the global elite were present at the glittering affair, but most notable of all were not those in attendance but those in absence. Queen Noor, King Abdullah's stepmother, was the fourth wife of Abdullah's legendary father, King Hussein, and also his most beloved. She was literally the light of Hussein and a favorite of the Jordan people. What led to this complete breakdown? Is there political intrigue and betrayal at the center of this trouble? Are King Abdullah and Queen Rania justified in freezing out Queen Noor? Or is Queen Noor a hapless victim of malicious powers? Welcome back to Never Ending Celebs. The fabled Hashemite dynasty has been ruling over Jordan since 1921 and found its brightest ruler in King Hussein bil Talal. Over his 47-year rule, starting from 1942 to his death in 1999, he ushered Jordan through many conflicts and transformed the country into a beacon of stability and modernization in the Middle East. Perhaps an equal part statesman and lover, King Hussein was magnanimous in his search for love. He first married in 1955 at the age of 20. The first marriage with Princess Dina barely lasted 2 years. They had a daughter together. A brief marital bliss followed his second marriage with Princess Muna, which lasted 11 years before they too divorced. They had 4 children together, the oldest of which was Abdullah II, the current king of Jordan. He married for a third time to Princess Alia in 1972, whom he adored. They had 3 children, one of whom was adopted. However, Princess Alia was to die in an unfortunate helicopter crash 5 years later in 1977. The same year, he met Lisa Najib Halabi, an American in Amman. He was 43, she was 27. Born to a Syrian-Lebanese father and a Swedish mother, Lisa Najib Halabi grew up in Washington and New York. Her father was a Navy experimental test pilot and rose to serve as an aide to the United States Secretary of Defense in the Truman administration. Lisa was always interested in her Arab roots. After her graduation in architecture and planning from Princeton, she took up a job in Australia and later with a British firm that had planning interests in the Middle East, and found herself in Tehran, Iran. After continuous political instability, she shifted to Amman, where she accomplished herself as the Director of Facilities Planning and Design for Arab Air Services. It was here she met King Hussein at the opening of the Queen Aliyah International Airport in Amman. The romance was swift and the courting was secretive. And before you knew it, the next year, the two got married in a small traditional Islamic ceremony. The prospect, however, was daunting for Lisa. An alien country, a royal family, the scathing glare of a conservative public, and a man with 3 previous marriages and 8 children. It was a tough role to fulfill, especially under public scrutiny. She expressed that she had her doubts in the New York Times in 1979, stating, "I was unsure I would be exactly what he needed, that I wouldn't be a hindrance, being relatively new to Jordan, and because it did happen fairly quickly." In her 2003 memoir, Leap of Faith, Memoirs of an Unexpected Life, she wrote, "I will not deny that the idea of being his 4th wife or anybody's 4th wife was troubling to me. The world was waiting for the marriage to fall apart. However, nothing could stop the couple from having what could only be described as an extraordinary partnership and a resounding success. The marriage lasted for 21 years until the king's passing in 1999. Ahead of the marriage day on the 15th of June 1978, Lisa converted to Sunni Islam and changed her name to Noor al-Hussein, literally meaning light of Hussein. Part of this was definitely for the love she shared for her husband, but another huge contributor was that Queen Noor was committed to winning over the Jordan nation and was proactive in using her powers for positive change. She perfected her Arabic, mastered the local traditions, and spearheaded community and art development programs throughout the country. She also proved to be a highly skilled international representative of Jordan. The Jordanians quickly came to regard her as one of their own. not an outsider, but someone who was returning to her Arabic heritage. Queen Noor and the king had 4 children together, and their lives were nothing short of perfect. But their love story came to an end as destiny had other plans. Majesty Hussein was diagnosed with cancer, which made him leave us all way too soon. Queen Noor was right by King Hussein's side when he lost the battle to lymphoma cancer in 1999. But right before his death, King Hussein made a drastic change. Unsatisfied with the conduct of his brother and heir apparent Hassan, he named his son Abdullah II as his successor. The decision was a surprise as much to Abdullah II as everyone else, who was heading the Special Armed Forces and thought he would spend his life in the military. As a final gift to Noor, King Hussein named their eldest son Hamza as the crown prince, the next in line for the throne. Meanwhile, Abdallah had married Rania Al-Yassin in a grand wedding at Zahran's palace in 1993, after meeting her at a dinner party 2 months earlier. Trouble seemed to have brewed between the would-be queen and the then queen right away, as Queen Noor was left out of the family photograph at the wedding. Rania found popularity with the Jordanian public as well. After King Hussein's death, Queen Noor was allowed to keep her titles and continued to discharge her duties. It was not very difficult to imagine then that the 2 queens can scarcely live in the same castle. In 2004, King Abdullah removed his brother from the position of crown prince, taking away his right to succession. King Abdullah II gave his reasons to Hamza in a letter. "Your holding this symbolic position has restrained your freedom and hindered our entrusting you with certain responsibilities that you are fully qualified to undertake." Hamza replied with a letter too. "I obey the command of my elder brother out of my loyalty, love, and obedience. I promise you that I shall always be up to your expectations and confidence in me as a Hashemite Muslim." In 2009, Abdullah II named his eldest son Hussein as the crown prince, that is, next in line to the throne. Tensions continued to grow within the royal household. The following decade saw the Jordan government come under increasing criticism for corruption and mismanagement. In April 2021, the stage took a boiling turn. The Jordan authorities accused Hamza of plotting a coup against the throne with international support. Hamza said he was visited by a Mukhabarat official, which is the Jordan Secret Service, and was advised to stop meeting with critics of the government. Following this, Hamza was placed under house arrest, of which he informed the world through video. He said, but this was a warning from him and from the chief of the security services, the Mukhabarat, that I should not leave my house, that I could only visit family, that I could not tweet, and that I could not communicate with people. Since then, a number of the people I know, or my friends, have been arrested. My security has been removed, and the internet and phone lines have been cut. He further went on to add, I am not responsible for the lack of faith that people have in their institutions. They are responsible. He said it was unfair to receive abuse over small criticisms of the government. Queen Noor seemed shaken by this development and put her feelings on Twitter, praying that truth and justice will prevail for all of the innocent victims of this wicked slander. God bless and keep them safe. Noor al-Hussein at Queen Noor. However, tensions seemingly eased out after he pledged his allegiance to the king. In April 2022, Hamza gave up his title of prince, citing that his personal convictions did not align with the approaches, trends, and modern methods of our institutions. In May 2022, King Abdullah formally announced Hamza's house arrest in a scathing letter of criticism, describing him as arrogant, erratic, and seditious. Hamza, the monarch wrote, exhausted all opportunities to restore himself on the right path, and clung to delusion. Hamza has not been seen in public since his house arrest. Queen Noor posted on X on the 3rd of April 2023, "Today marks the end of the 3rd year of our beloved son Hamza's cruel and illegal arbitrary detention in Jordan. Although it seems increasingly unlikely, we can only hope that the family finds an amicable solution soon, one that is best suited for all the people involved, as well as the Jordan public." Queen Noor continues to travel the world for her humanitarian efforts, focusing on environmental issues and human security agendas related to water and ocean health. She divides her time between her 2 houses in London and Berkshire in the United Kingdom. There, wasn't that immense? If you liked our empathetic case study, why not encourage us to make more such videos through your likes and comments so that we can continue to bring you engaging stories from all over the world? If you haven't already, please subscribe. And yes, don't forget to click the bell icon. Until next time.